Sorry if it took so long for me to post this. I was trying to find a good YN story. Anyways, let's get into this. YN's point of view. Tonight is the night of the ball. I thought I'd let my maids curl my hair for me. I was an actual princess looking for a prince tonight. My mother and father, the king and queen, wanted me to marry a rich prince and start my kingdom. I didn't want to marry anyone. I already have something special. Someone special. Mom and Dad didn't know that though. I knew they would never accept him because he's not rich or a prince. But that didn't matter to me. He had hair as white as snow and eyes that looked like the deep ocean. I even noticed that I was starting to zone out until I heard my maid say, "Princess YN?" I quickly snapped my thoughts and back to reality. Huh? I looked up at the mirror and saw myself. Thank you, Annabelle. She was my favorite maid. She was the only one who knew about me and Killua's relationship, other than his friends. Of course, Princess. Hurry and get changed into your dress. Then the ball soon started. I was anxiously awaiting for Killua outside the palace. He said he would be there in almost 15 minutes ago. Where is he? I thought as I bit my nail. I heard footsteps and quickly looked up at Killua. Where were you? I told you to be here 15 minutes ago, I said, pulling on his ear slightly. Ow, ow! Look, I'm sorry. I let go of his ears and a sigh escaped my mouth. Okay, come on, let's just go, I said as I was holding his hand, walking up the stairs into the entrance of the palace. The bright lights blinding both of us as soon as we reached the ballroom, where everyone was. My mother and father wasn't in sight, which meant it was okay for Killua to be there since I didn't want my parents knowing about this, since they had expectations for who I would date or choose to marry. I led Killua to the middle of the ballroom where people were dancing and piano was playing in the background. I wrapped my arms around his neck while he put his hands around my waist. We started dancing together along with other people. I felt stares on us, but honestly I didn't care. I loved Killua and Killua loved me. I didn't care if my parents accepted him or not as my future husband or current boyfriend. We were happy together, and that's what all mattered. I stared into Killua's blue eyes while they stared into mine. Everything in the background seemed to blur out. The only thing I could focus on was Killua. I heard the ballroom doors open and looked to the side to see my mother and father both staring at me and Killua as we danced. Crap, 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 crap. What was I thinking being so careless? Now my parents have seen Killua. He also turned to my side. His eyes were widening at the sight of my parents staring at us. YN! My father shouted as he stomped his way over to me. My mom knew what was going to happen and tried to pull his arm back to hold him. But it was no use. He reached us. Killua put his hand over his cheek where my father had slapped him. I gasped. Why would you do that? I yelled at my father. YN, you know we want you to marry a rich prince. Why are you with him? He yelled back. The whole ballroom was filled with silence. By now, everyone's gazes were on us. Killua may not be rich or come from a royal family, but that doesn't matter. It may matter to you guys, but I couldn't care less, I responded as tears gathered in the corner of my eyes. My father looked up, shocked at what I just said, and my mother ran up to us. I grabbed Killua's hands and held my dress up with my free hand and started to run. I didn't know where I was going, but I just ran. Where were we going? Said Killua as he ran aside me. Honestly, I don't know. Just somewhere away from my parents, I responded. We heard muffled yelling, which is more likely from my father than my mother, yelling at us to come back. But me and Killua kept running. Soon enough, we found a little bridge far away from the palace where we could take a break. Sorry guys, I'm stuttering a lot in the video. The moon was lit and reflected its light onto the bridge and the river below. I looked in Killua's eyes and saw him focus on the moon. He looked so majestic, with a reflection of the moon in his ocean eyes. He looked over at me as I quickly looked away with a slight blush on my face. "What's wrong, princess?" he teased with a smirk. "Nothing," I shouted at him. He walked over to me and grabbed me by the waist and looked me in the eyes. I looked back, staring into his eyes as well, soon pulling me into a deep, passionate kiss. I kissed back and then soon pulled away. "What was that for?" I mumbled, looking down. "What, so I'm no longer allowed to kiss my girlfriend?" he said, chuckling at his own sentence. "Well, yes, but it's also of a sudden." He pecked my lips slightly again. "I love you," he cooed. I giggled. "I love you too," I said as I laid my head into his chest, looking at the full moon. Hey guys, sorry if I made a lot of Sorry if I made a lot of mistakes in this. The writer made some spelling mistakes, so it took my tiny brain to process what they were trying to write. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.